Google might finally let you change your Gmail address, and this breaks a rule that they've enforced for over 20 years. If this is real, your email address isn't permanent anymore. And this could stir up serious issues Google has spent decades avoiding. So Google has always treated your Gmail address as permanent, not because they wanted to, but because they had to. For a long time, changing it safely was harder than most people realize, and that's where this starts to get interesting. There is a technical reason this was considered impossible for so long, and interestingly, it has very little to do with the email itself. But before we get into that, it's worth paying attention to how Google is handling this, because the way this is showing out doesn't feel like a normal rollout. In fact, it's not even a rollout yet. So there has been no announcement, no blog post, no official statement, and to make things even weirder, Google didn't surface this through a product update or even like their normal keynote address. So they disclosed it quietly on their support pages. The first version of this feature appeared in Hindi. Then it showed up in a few other languages, but so far there's still no mention of it in the English support page and no official explanation anywhere else. And this is not random. This is what it looks like when a company knows a feature is useful, but it also knows it carries real risk. So here's the part most people don't think about. Your Gmail address was never just an email. It was a reference point for everything else. Your logins, permissions, security checks, third-party app access. So if you suddenly change the address, a lot of system needs to agree on who you are at the same time. At Google scale, even a small identity change can ripple across hundreds of interconnected systems. And that's why the answer has always been no to change your email. And this was intentional. So the real question isn't whether Google can do this now, it is why they are choosing to do this way. And why now? From what has been reported so far, your old Gmail address doesn't disappear, it becomes an alias. And emails sent to both addresses will still reach you. So your data, subscription, and history is still intact. There are strict limits though. You can only change once per year, and old addresses can't be reused immediately. But here's the thing, making your Gmail address editable isn't just convenient, it also introduces real risks. Impersonation becomes easier, phishing attack could spike, users might get confused about which address belongs to them. So Google knows this, which is probably why they are rolling it out so quietly and with limitations. And that in itself tells you a lot about how serious a shift this really is. So think about how many people created a Gmail address as a teenager. I for one did, and then changed names, careers, or even simply regretted it. So you sexy lady 1992. If this rolls out globally, Gmail stops being a permanent decision. Your email stops being like a label that you can't touch or change. It becomes something that you can evolve with. For over 20 years, Gmail forced people to live with decisions they made years back. And that era is quietly ending. And Google is doing this very carefully. The real story isn't just about convenience, it's about control over your digital identity. And if this is rolled out globally, it could change the way we all think about email forever. If you've ever hated your old Gmail address and just find this as fascinating as I do, drop a comment below and I'd love to hear what you think about the change. Don't forget to subscribe and follow, because I'll be doing a follow-up video the moment this feature rolls out globally. You definitely don't want to miss that. And that's it for now. Let me know which other burning tech topics you'd like me to cover, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.